Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum. Apa khabar semua? Hello, very pleased that you could join us today at the Malay Heritage Center tonight for the 9th Malay CultureFest. And this year is, of course, 2020, such a different year for us. We have, for the first time, audiences live in this auditorium here, as well as viewers who are watching us online. Hello from wherever you are. My name is Sharon, and I shall be your MC for this evening. But let me do an introduction for tonight's program first, yeah? All right. This year, as you know, is the 9th Malay Culture Fest and also the 5th installment of the Se-Nusantara series of community co-curated exhibitions. And this year's exhibition is called Orang Banjar, Heritage and Culture of the Banjar in Singapore. And I'd like to see that everyone is seated at their places before we begin, because our GOH, as I'm told, is already here. So as you can tell, this year is rather special. Some housekeeping announcements that is quite unique for this year, and this is where I've got to be really careful now and feel like a flight stewardess as I read this. Do ensure that you're in your designated seats, because we place stickers with your names on them. Please also refrain from mingling during the event, and to please ensure safe distancing from yourself and others at all times. And we also request that you would keep your masks on for the whole evening, and your health and your safety is of utmost importance to us. So we trust that we will have your cooperation. Thank you. Right, ladies and gentlemen, Please join me in welcoming our guest of honor, Mr. Edwin Tong, Minister for Culture, Community and Youth. While we wait for our guest of honor, perhaps I could tell you a little bit more about our unique celebration this year. For the first time, we will have a microsite for this festival this year, and the website is malayheritage.gov.sg/MCF2020. So in this microsite, you could explore and discover more about the Banjar people, who are the community of focus for this year. And you can also see some exclusive behind-the-scene interviews with partners and representatives from the Banjar community in Singapore and also in the region. We'll also be uploading our programs and performances on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, so do follow our socials. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our guest of honor for this evening, Mr. Edwin Tong, Minister for Community and Youth. Good evening, and a very warm welcome to everyone, especially to our guest of honor, Mr. Edwin Tong, Minister for Culture, Community and Youth, Dr. Noor Sharil Saad, Chairman of the Malay Heritage Foundation, Ms. Yeo Chi Yan, Chairman of National Heritage Foundation, Ms. Cheng Hui Ni, CEO of National Heritage Board, community elders and partners, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone online who's watching us from home or on your online devices. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence this evening. Tonight, we'll be launching the Malay Heritage Centre's 9th CultureFest, and also the 5th installment of the Senusantara series of exhibitions. And this year, this exhibition is called Orang Banjar, Heritage and Culture of the Banjar in Singapore. The Senusantara series of exhibitions is co-curated with specific communities in Singapore, and the programs examine the cultural diversity of the Malay community here. Thus far, the MHC has worked with the Baoyanese, the Minangkabaus, the Javanese, as well as the Bugis, and we are very honored to be able to work with the Banjar community this year. To kick off this evening and to welcome our guest of honor, we'd like to introduce you to our musicians tonight, right behind me. They are the Handsome Men from Alun Nada, and this time it's in a hybrid performance in a classic Banjar welcoming song. And this item features dancers from Sanggar Tari Perpekindo from Banjarmasin. And this is a first-time collaboration with our Singapore musicians. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming them for Japin Rantauan.
Dengan bismillah kami bermula. Dengan bismillah kami bermula. Langkahkan kaki kanan dan kiwa. Langkahkan kaki kanan dan kiwa. Puji dan syukur pada Yang Esa. Puji dan syukur pada Yang Esa. Mudahan kita diberkahinya. Mudahan kita diberkahinya. Salawat salam kami kirimkan. Salawat salam kami kirimkan pada paduka Rasul junjungan. Pada paduka Rasul junjungan. Japinlah ini japin rantauan. Japinlah ini japin rantauan. Tarian kami di pasisiran. Tarian kami di pasisiran. Japinlah ini japin rantauan. Japinlah ini japin rantauan. Tarian kami di pasisiran. tarian kami di pesisiran. Menghibur hati ng seorangan, menghibur hati ng seorangan. Jauh di kampung, jauh halaman, jauh di kampung, jauh halaman. Kalaulah ada jarum nang patang, kalaulah ada jarum nang patang, jangan disimpan di dalam peti, jangan disimpan di dalam peti. Kalaulah ada langkah nan salah, kalaulah ada langkah nan salah, jangan disimpan di dalam hati, jangan disimpan di dalam hati.
Thank you very much, Alunada. Wasn't that just a beautiful rendition? Gentlemen, please take a bow. Alunada, ladies and gentlemen. You know, the Japin Rantawan is a very special piece. It's a piece that's played usually when welcoming special guests to a formal occasion. So it was such a fitting piece to begin tonight's program, don't you think? All right, now comes the formal part of the program. I'd like to now invite Mr. Edwin Tong, Minister for Culture, Community and Youth, to give us his welcome address. Minister, please.
Thank you very much. I must say that was such a wonderful performance. Don't you think they deserve another round of applause? Ms. Yeo Chee-yen, Chairman, National Heritage Board, Dr. Narashil Saad, Chairman, Malay Heritage Foundation, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Such a pleasure to join you here today for the launch of the Malay Heritage Centre's Malay CultureFest 2020, Orang Banja, Heritage and Culture of the Banja in a Singapore special exhibition. We are all living through these unpleasant, unprecedented disruptions on a global scale because of the COVID-19 pandemic. During these difficult times, I must say that the role of heritage is perhaps ever more so essential in anchoring our Singaporean identity. Heritage is about knowing how Singapore and the society that we live in, we come from, came to be. It reflects our roots in the community and our place in the world. Heritage expands the term Singapore from just being a red dot, a little red dot on the map, to a place that we call home. It makes it special and evokes a sense of belonging, celebrating our unique way of life. Heritage is also a unifying force. A multicultural society is like a rich tapestry of diverse and colorful strands. Our heritage can bring these different threads together through our shared experiences. Let me try a little bit of that in Malay. Warisan yang kita kongsi bersama mendukuhkan identiti kita sebagai rakyat Singapura. Saya mengucapkan terima kasih kepada masyarakat Banja dan Taman Warisan Melayu kerana usaha bersama menghidupkan warisan Melayu. The annual Malay CultureFest helps to showcase the value of a deeper appreciation of our shared heritage. Through its programs, it celebrates the diverse expression of Malay arts and culture and promotes understanding of the development of the Malay community in Singapore. It also highlights our historical and cultural links with the region around us, where we are, where we come from, and how these have influenced and been influenced by developments in Singapore. As with previous years, the festival will feature dances and music from different parts of the Malay archipelago and in collaboration with Singaporean artists. For instance, the festival will highlight the signature dance showcase, Lintas Nusantara. Audiences will get to enjoy dances from 9 different spots across the archipelago. This year's festival will be especially reflective, with dances and music exploring the theme of identity, cultural connection, and also isolation in the context of the pandemic. It will also be the first year, many firsts this year, that the festival is being presented in a digital format. You will be able to enjoy the various programs easily at the festival's microsite. As part of the Say Nusantara, or of the same archipelago series, MHC will present the Orang Banja exhibition, which has been co-curated with the community. It will feature the history and cultural heritage of the Singapore Banjanese community, the smallest of the Malay sub-ethnic communities in Singapore, but one of the many, many threads that make the Singapore tapestry so special and so diverse. The Banja braved journeys from South Kalimantan to other parts of the Nusantara, including Singapore, from the late 19th to mid-20th century. As they traveled, the Banja shared their traditions, their language, and their customs with the wider communities that they interacted with, and in turn adapted their own culture also to the local context. This interweaving of cultures is evident in the marriage customs and culinary heritage. For instance, a bridal headdress from the mid-20th century on display at the exhibitions reflects a blended style of Malay, Chinese, and even Art Deco elements. I thank the Banja community for your strong support for this exhibition. Members of the community generously contributed invaluable stories, their own stories of their own families' histories and aspects of the Banjaris' heritage, such as food, practices, as well as personal items, photograph, and archival documents. Your stories have been captured in the exhibition. They will further illuminate the history behind the objects on display, which includes artifacts from the National Collection as well. There is a Bahasa Banja idiom, and let me try this. Haram menyara, did I get it right? Haram menyara, wajah sampai ke puting. I hope I got it right and did it justice. But it means, let not the steel of a blade stop short until its very point. It is an exhortation for a Banja to undertake all endeavors with determination and not to give up until the goals are achieved. It is through this steely determination that the Banja community and MHC have succeeded in presenting Orang Banja and the Malay CultureFest 2020 to us, amidst and perhaps despite this pandemic. I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to the Banja community and MHC for promoting and documenting the intangible cultural heritage of the various ethnic Malay communities in Singapore. And I hope that we can continue to rediscover and reconnect with our shared heritage. Thank you very much once again and enjoy the evening. Thank you.
Terima kasih Encik Tong kerana sudi memberi ucapan sedikit sebanyak dalam bahasa Melayu dan juga bahasa Banjar. 真谢谢你用马来语还有用 Banjar 的语言跟我们交谈，实在感动。If we may now trouble you to remain on stage to help us launch officially the Malay CultureFest 2020 and special exhibition. Are you ready, sir? All right. Let's count down together, shall we? 3, 2, 1. Thank you, Mr. Tong, for helping us officiate this evening's program. May I now invite you on stage one more time, along with our VIPs, to get a nice official photograph for the evening. May I also invite the following on stage to join our Minister, Dr. Nur Shahril Saad, Chairman of the Malay Heritage Foundation, Ms. Yeo Chee-Yen, Chairman of the National Heritage Board, Ms. Chang Hui Ni, CEO of National Heritage Board, Mr. Latif Omar, as well as Ms. Fauzia Jamal, both who are representatives for the Banjar community. Thank you, everyone. An official photograph is a must, despite the times. So with safe distancing, it's still possible to do it. All right, next up is another hybrid performance, and this time round, our digital performance will feature two dances, one from the Dayak community of South Kalimantan, and the other one is the Baksa Kembang, which is a welcoming dance performed in the royal courts of Old Banjarmasin. These dances will show you the similarities between the two community dances. See if you can identify which aspects are the Baksa Kembang, which are Javanese, or the Dayak, and which are uniquely Banjaris. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to introduce from Banjarmasin itself, Sanggar Tari Perpekindo.
Orang Banjar adalah asimilasi dari orang-orang Ngaju dengan orang-orang Melayu yang pada saat itu adalah pedagang dan dengan orang-orang pada Kesultanan Demak atau dari Tanah Jawa. Percampuran ketiga etnis inilah yang disebut dengan Banjar. Di Kalimantan Selatan ada dua etnis Dayak. Yang pertama Manyan dan yang kedua adalah Ngaju. Kedua etnis ini di dalam catatan antropologi masuk ke dalam Proto Melayu. Orang-orang Manyan tinggal di pegunungan, sedangkan orang-orang Ngaju tinggal di pesisir. Tapi keduanya dalam religiusnya masuk ke dalam religius Kaharingan. Pada abad ke-10 dan 11 ada orang-orang Melayu Sriwijaya yang datang ke tanah Kalimantan dengan membawa agama Buddha. Setelah perang gender di Jawa pada saat kerajaan Kediri, ada saudagar Kediri yang juga migrasi ke tanah Kalimantan dan menetap di Kalimantan dengan membawa agama Hindu. Kalimantan biasanya kalau menyambut tamu itu dengan tarian yang dinamakan dengan tari baksa kembang. Dalam kesejarahannya tari baksa kembang ini adanya di keraton di Kesultanan Banjar. Masuknya Islam ke tanah Banjar secara resmi ketika berdirinya Kesultanan Banjar, yang pada masa itu Sultan Suryansah sebagai Sultan pertama ada kerjasama dengan Kesultanan Demak, sehingga Kesultanan Banjar secara resmi juga dinyatakan dasar pemerintahannya berdasarkan religius Islam. Tari baksa kembang memang ada kemiripan dengan tari beksan yang ada di Jawa Timur. Latar belakangnya adalah Kesultanan Banjar pada saat itu tata cara dalam menyambut tamu untuk tamu-tamu agung dengan tari-tarian itu mengadopsi tata cara yang ada di Kesultanan Demak. Pada tari baksa kembang melekat nilai-nilai kehidupan, falsafah kehidupan orang Banjar, terutama pada perempuan. Dia selalu menjaga marwah daripada aib. Pada tarian itu bisa kita lihat kaki dia saat menari tidak terlalu terbuka, kemudian lengan pun tidak diangkat tinggi. Istilah Banjar itu muncul atas sebutan orang-orang Ngaju kepada pedagang-pedagang Melayu yang tinggal sementara dan membuat rumah di atas perahu yang sekarang kita kenali dengan rumah lanting. Rumah perahu ini berjejer sepanjang sungai yang sekarang ada pada Sungai Martapura, sehingga mereka tinggal ini seperti sebuah perkampungan. Nah, perkampungan inilah yang disebut oleh orang Ngaju Banjar. Orang Banjar itu adalah hasil dari asimilasi yang masuk ke dalam etnis Banjar akhirnya. Nah, tetapi pada darahnya adalah atau pada DNA-nya adalah Dayak. Dalam kajian antropologi, orang Banjar itu masuk ke dalam Detro Melayu.
What a beautiful and rare glimpse into worlds that are so different from what we see here in Singapore, isn't it? Wonderful. Another round of applause. You know, ladies and gentlemen, and also our viewers online watching us, we really must make a note of this. You know, this year is such a strange year. It's such a difficult year, but yet with COVID, despite COVID, when our musicians and dancers were not able to be in the physical space together to collaborate, they've managed to find creative ways to make things happen and to create something so beautiful. And that's something that's truly special because it is through cultural platforms like this and digital platforms as well that we can continue to build bridges with partners both locally as well as abroad. And this, I believe, is the value of the arts and culture and heritage in connecting people and bringing communities together, no matter what the distance. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that marks the end of this evening's ceremony. And I don't know about you, but I've certainly learned quite a few things about the Banjar community. Can we give another round of applause before we end off to Alun Nada, to the MHC team, as well as to all the dancers that made tonight possible. Now for our next bit, ladies and gentlemen, due to safety management measures, we are limiting the number of guests in this special exhibition gallery at any one time. So I assure you, everyone here will get to see the exhibition tonight, but we'll just have to wait for our turn, yeah? So at this point, may I invite our guest of honor and our VIPs to proceed first. Thank you, sir.